Hello guys, I'm going to get back to a segment that I used to do where I read your fan mail because my inbox has just been flooded from you guys and from people that just enjoy my videos. I like to be interactive with the people, with my fans, and I want to give you some time. I want to give you some airtime. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first message comes from Sarah Parker. And Sarah says, Greg, I have noticed in some of your videos that you like to say defamatory and insulting things regarding women. I have just come here to warn you that if you do not stop, I will bring more of my feminist friends to protest your channel. P.S. Fuck off. Ha! You feminists are some of the funniest and most irrelevant human beings on the face of the planet. You people get together in your cute little meetings and hold your adorable little clipboards and talk about empowerment and act tough for about an hour. It makes you losers feel important. When it's all said and done, you're still just women, which means that you are weaker than men both physically and mentally. Go polish your husband's bowling ball, you fucking cunt. You have no business on my channel anyways. Alright, the next piece of fan mail comes from Jason Hawes, and Jason says, Hello Greg, I've been a long-time subscriber for more than 2 years, and I have always looked forward to seeing what you will post next. But I have a question. Do you like to help people? Well, Jason, I gotta tell you, that's a great question. It's a question that I get asked a lot from people, and I gotta say, I pride myself on how nice I am and the things I do for people. I gotta say, just the other day, I noticed a smelly, disgusting-looking homeless man on the street corner here in downtown Des Moines, and I had just got done at Burger King eating, and I had bought way too much food. I couldn't stomach it all, so I gave him my double cheeseburger, and the look in that man's eyes was just special. I opened a door for a weak, pathetic little old lady one time on the way into Wendy's, and I gotta say, I also donate to the Make-A-Wish Foundation on occasion, just so I can tell everybody that I know about it. But that's a great question, Jason, so I guess the answer is yes, I do love helping people. But anyways, we've got one more question to go, and it comes from Frederick Agan. And Frederick says, Hey, Greggy Poo, my little boo-boo bear. Come to Daddy, you've been a very naughty boy. Come lay on your stomach on Daddy's lap and receive your punishment. Come get a spanking. That's the kind of sugar Papa likes. You're about to make Daddy a very happy man. What the fuck? Frederick, I've got to say, that's one of the creepiest and most disturbing things I have ever read before on the internet. That you're a freak. You're a freaking pedophile weirdo, and I am disturbed as hell right now. I'm not just some freaking piece of meat. I'm not a slab of steak. I'm a freaking YouTube icon user. A video game reviewer. I'm not just a piece of meat for your freaking weird eyes to look at, you creep. Keep your old, leathery, formaldehyde, disgusting hands away from me. Get off of my channel. Consider yourself blocked, you weird, freaking disturbing person. If I have to, I will consider taking legal action against you. You're weird. Steel Harbinger is a game that came out for the PlayStation during the beginning years of the PlayStation's life, and it also came out on the Sega Saturn. But this will be a review for the PlayStation version of the game, as that is the only version that I own and have played. Now, this is basically the story right here. This opening cutscene really shows you the story of the game, and this might look cheesy. I can understand that. I agree by today's standards. But by 1996's standards, this FMB sequence was top-notch. This is actually quality, considering the time. 28 years later, after these tanks get blew up on this desert these flying ticks are invading the world here in Linda Rosa, California. And looks like a bunch of people just came out of the theater, and they're looking at this pod. And we got John Lennon here and fucking Scully from the X-Files. And oh no, he just got tentacles right up his asshole from this alien, and now he's perishing right before their eyes. And of course, the victims all stand and wait to get killed, just like in the movie Scream, for instance.
Was crushed almost overnight.
And yes, this does look cheesy, but remember, in 1996, young children were not used to FMV sequences. We weren't spoiled in 1996 like we are now. And this appears to be a lab where they are doing research. Oh, and of course the test subject is one of the alien pods. So obviously very smart scientists here. They clearly are not taking any risks with one of the enemies right in their fucking lab. Who the fuck is this?
She was my only daughter and all.
And that's his daughter, of course. His daughter's dressed like Miley Cyrus going to a fucking Playboy Mansion party here.
And yet.
What the fuck is this? Take daughter to work day? Why is she dressed like a whore?
Bringing her to that thing.
Oh no. Oh no, the alien's eye opened. I can't guess what's going to happen here. The fuck? The fuck is she doing? Oh, of course. She's gonna get up close and touch it. And nobody sees this. Nobody cares. Oh, I would have never guessed. And here comes her father, who looks like David Bowie, to save the day here. Oh, wow. Yeah. Right.
No! I was powerless. The plague had infected Miranda too.
So apparently this alien infected his daughter, and his daughter turns into this mutated machine-like thing that is like this war machine that shoots shit. And his daughter looks like now she looks like an alien stripper.
Part of me still somehow human.
The fuck?
I'm going to do everything.
I don't think she remembers her daddy anymore.
But time was running out.
So basically, the story in a nutshell is that his daughter, who is named Miranda, as you could see earlier, has become a mutation. But the mutation process is slow because her father saved her, basically. But he didn't save her in time. So due to the fact that the pod was destroyed so quickly, she exhibits all of the strength and abilities of a mutant, but still has a human mind. So she knows good from evil. The scientists decide to use the half-mutant Miranda as the Earth's only hope to stop the invasion. And so begins your journey. And she is the only one that made it out of this massacre safe. And here she is, free and ready to kick alien ass. And she looks good while she does it, as she's basically wearing a G-string and a bra the whole time. So there's some good scenery in the game. Now I'm going to start off with the graphics. Now, when the game starts, you are placed at a third-person camera perspective, controlling your character. Now, it's this part that may initially disappoint some gamers. The main character is sprite-based and tends to pixelate quite badly when zoomed up close, but thankfully you have the use of a zoom in or out button. And I found that zooming out greatly reduces the pixelation and gives you more of a view of the overall screen. Once I tried this option, I began to forget about the blocky character graphics and started to enjoy the wonderful attention to detail that this game had to offer. Transparency in this game is used to wonderful effect on buildings, kind of like another game that came out around that time called Project Overkill. It's very nicely done. There are also a lot of characters and things going on in the screen at one time, yet I never experienced any slowdown. I guess that is one big advantage with using the lower PlayStation graphics mode. The animation in Steel Harbinger is top-notch. The light sourcing is simply amazing. Buildings are often highlighted with flashing neon lights, especially in the Las Vegas mission. Some weapons give off incredibly colored plasma trails that fade off into the distance. Character animation is also well done and quite scary at parts when things pop into the screen that you weren't expecting. Here's the weird thing. Some of the creatures and animated objects are actually done with polygons. These objects are absolutely a wonder to behold. In one mission, you are in Nebraska walking through the cornfields when suddenly a polygon tornado appears. As it approaches, it grows in size, often covering a good portion of the screen. Another level, when you are in LA, you are confronted with these flying creatures that look like a cross between a starfighter ship and a hummingbird. The attention to detail is simply amazing and must be experienced to be appreciated. I can only wonder what this game would have been like if everything was done in polygons. Good lord. Anyway, the graphics, attention to detail, and especially the animation really help to absorb you into this game. The sound effects in this game are varied and implemented to perfection. The usual weapon sounds are all nicely done, but it's the little extras that really put it over the top. Take for instance the wonderful munching sound your character makes when she is chewing on the splattered remains of an innocent victim or monster. Tasty indeed. Death cries and painful grunts from our heroine is also quite sweet, almost like when she's having an orgasm. The music is very good also, although it does tend to get somewhat repetitive on some levels. It's catchy. All in all, though, it does fit the game well and adds to the overall experience of the game. The music reminds me of cheesy 80s horror films. Now, the overall objective of this game is to successfully secure each mission level by activating a security web over the site and ultimately destroying the space-based planetoid that is sending down the pods to Earth. The creatures that you encounter are varied and quite original. There's a bionic dog with a machine gun strapped to its back, or a mutant mine-laying cow, to name a few. And no, not Rosie O'Donnell, I'm talking about a real fucking cow. The game is played from a somewhat top-down isometric viewpoint. Character control, with the exception of the jumping, is extremely tight and focused. It takes very little time to learn the control functions and become fluid with the gameplay. The mission levels are wonderfully laid out and imaginative. A great deal of attention has been paid to each and every mission level in an effort to mirror the locales. Take, for instance, the Las Vegas level. You are presented with casinos and some very bright, fancy buildings. In the Cape Canaveral level, your character has to negotiate the famous Florida swamps, avoid fire-breathing alligators, and find the launch code book to allow you to enter the missile silos. On the moon level, you notice that Miranda can jump higher due to the lower gravity. Another really nice feature is the ability to ride certain vehicles that you find throughout the game. There is a truck, which you have to refuel periodically. There's a hovercraft, a floating disc, and a tank. This, in my opinion, adds an awesome level of fun. Using the tank to literally flatten the opposition is a great stress reducer. There are power-ups which are located throughout each mission level, in addition to a rather morbid twist. The twist being that you can also gain strength from eating the dead body parts of mutants or humans that you have managed to destroy. The downside to all of this is that if you eat too much of this food, it accelerates your change to a full-fledged mutant yourself. Not a good thing. It's a good thing that this didn't happen to Jeffrey Dahmer when he was going on his little rampage. This often presents interesting situations where you are low on power and have just destroyed a lot of mutants all around you. Do you take a chance on finding a power-up or indulge yourself with fresh goodies strewn about you? Hell, I say eat till you puke. The game takes a long time to complete, some levels taking as much as 2 or more hours each. This game does, however, suffer the one fatal flaw found in most games of this type. Once you are through with this game, there is little reason to return to it later. There is no high score to beat or no new records to attain, other than trying to find secrets that you may have missed from a previously played game. There is no real reason to go back and play it again. Now, while this is a drawback, I wouldn't want it to sway your delusion to purchase this game. There is just so much to discover and experience in each level that while you are playing the game, it never becomes stale or boring. Although Steel Harbinger is somewhat lacking in the graphics department, this game is a lot of fun to play. It offers gamers a grim view of our Earth and puts you in the role to make it all better. The levels are large, varied, and implemented very well. It also has some of the best FMV videos that I have seen in a game from this time period. Taken as a whole, this game rocks and should provide you with many hours of enjoyment. So, if you like classic games from the 90s, if you like Aliens, the Alien movies, I would recommend this game. I think it's worth it. It's dirt cheap. You don't have much to lose with this game. And, yeah, that's the review. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And, goodbye, my friends.